much fun.
I gotta unpop this bun, y'all. It is so tight up in here.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh my God.
So you
Let
can
it out.
breathe.
Let it out.
There you go. Jeannie
Breathing
couldn't
for
find
you.
denim pants to wear today.
And my jeans couldn't fit this morning.
I've put on 15 pounds, healthy pounds, because I am trying to redefine my body. I'm bulking up. I'm lifting heavier.
And you look good, honey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But today we will be having a live real girl chat without a button. There we go, okay? You could have done it like me and walked out like a farmer.
A very pretty farmer, Adrian.
But really,
all right,
though-
you guys, who's ready for some live girl chat?
Yes. It's already gone started.
I know, we started early.
There we go.
Okay, don't forget to head over to the Real Daytime's Instagram page and use the hashtag #GirlChatLive to join in on the conversation. Okay, first up, yesterday, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, delivered her third child, a healthy baby boy.
The baby's waving at us.
I know, and alongside her husband, Prince William, introduced him to the world. And believe it or not, the royal family is already back at Kensington Palace because Kate left the hospital just 7 hours after giving birth. That's 7 hours. This differs greatly than the United States, where women can stay in the hospital 2 or more days after giving birth. But this is actually pretty common in the UK. According to the Royal College of Midwives, if the mother is medically fine, has support at home, good postnatal care, and a community midwife service, that's a lot, going home 5 or 6 hours after birth is absolutely fine. And in Kate's case, they really wanted her out of the hospital ASAP due to the sheer number of fans who showed up in a frenzy. Lonnie, I see you have your tea today.
Yeah.
And as our royal correspondent and royal auntie, what do you make of this?
That is a great accent.
It was.
I think the
great
fish that you
Oh my
are
God.
actually
Yeah.
British.
Oh my God, I tried. I tried.
Yeah, I have the ghetto accent, you know. Like, ooh, I see. You know what? For her to have a baby after 7 hours and walk out in stilettos, I mean, I drink 4 margaritas and I'm in bed all day, all right? She's a
Hair
good
was
woman.
all blown out.
She's a good woman.
Makeup done.
And you see the red dress that she wore, she was
Same as
paying
that-
homage to
Princess
Princess
Diana.
Diana because Princess Diana did that same thing after she had Prince Harry. And so she was kind of giving a nod to Princess Diana. I think that is just great. And
That's beautiful.
can we show when they had Charlotte and when Prince Williams brought Prince George and look at Charlotte.
Look at her waving.
Yeah. She's waving. And you know what she's saying? I'm still in the running, y'all. I'm still in the running. This queen didn't kick me out.
Yes.
So, but I do think, I mean, I've never had a baby. You've had one. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh, well, my story is completely different. Because
I know,
had
but
2
I think
C-sections.
it's unrealistic. I don't want mothers to feel like they have to do that.
Well, there are some moms who are just naturally gifted at birthing. My friend Jessica Luengo, after she had her first son, she was like, I'm ready to get out of the hospital. But she was, able to have it vaginally. She was very, very healthy. For me, I had 2 C-sections. I had to stay in the hospital for 3 to 4 days. With Araya, it was 4 days because of the second C-section. They just want to make sure everything's okay, you don't have any blood clots, and you actually have your first big, poo. Did you guys know that? People who have babies, did you guys know that?
No, and nobody talks about it.
A lot
so
of the
go
times
ahead,
they
preach.
don't. I mean, she looks amazing after having a baby. I mean, I was like, oh God, But the hardest thing for me is I could not be discharged until I had my first natural bowel movement. Because all the medications.
I love hearing
Sir, why are you laughing? That's the truth. No, it really is.
Yeah.
People don't tell you that because all of this, especially when you get a C-section, your intestines are, kind of like everything is shifted on the table. So they put it all back in and they have to make sure everything is working naturally. And man, that first one, woo, it has you crying.
Yeah, I just don't want, because the thing is, she's like, when she had Prince George, she stayed like a day in the hospital. When she had Princess Charlotte, she stayed like 10 hours. And now with the royal baby, she stayed 7. So her next baby, she'll just drop it and walk out the hospital.
Seriously. No, but there are women that have children at home, though. You have to remember this. There are actually women that give natural birth at home. They deliver their own babies, and they're up and walking around doing it naturally. So this isn't so far-fetched So I think at the same time, it just depends on what your situation is.
I think she has a full service team at Kensington Palace, so she's gonna be.
She's gonna get home and be at the hospital in her house.
Yes,
but
pretty
doesn't
much.
it make you all kind of think back to the times when we didn't have hospitals and didn't have epidurals? Like women used to give the birth by themselves, be their own doulas, pull the baby out by themselves, and then go and fix some dinner for the man afterwards. Like
they used to walk. Sometimes I read they would go into the fields by themselves at times and just focus and sit down and stand up, kind of squat, and just have that baby. We're amazing.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're amazing. We're superhuman.
I think we always forget that, but we wish them well.
Yes.
We wish Kate and William the best. Can't wait to hear what the name is going to be.
I know, I can't wait.
And we also want to send warm wishes to former President George H.W. Bush, who was hospitalized yesterday, you guys, just one day after his wife Barbara was laid to rest.
Wow.
The former president is currently recovering in intensive care unit from an infection that has spread to his blood. An official statement released by Bush's office said that he's responding to the treatment and he's recovering well. And many people worried when they first heard the news that President Bush could be suffering from broken heart syndrome, a condition some people think is very real. For example, this past December, when Carrie Fisher passed away, the actress, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, died the following day.
Wow.
And many believe that was from a broken heart. So ladies, do you believe in broken heart syndrome?
Totally.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I do.
I think your heart and your mind are the foundation to all of your vitals. You know, like our blood is pumping and our nose is breathing, our oxygen is going through our lungs and all that. But really what keeps all of that fresh and alive is your heart and your mind. And we've all met people who either work too much or have stresses at home and they carry it on them and they age. You see people when they really truly look older, it's because they've got life weighing on them. When you see a 90-year-old woman who's healthy and has beautiful children or families and she's got a joyful lifestyle, she actually looks very young.
Yeah.
So I absolutely believe that if you don't take care of your heart and your mind and fill it with what really matters, light and joy, you will die while you're alive. And sometimes it'll lead to illnesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they were together for 73 years. That's
Wow.
a long
That is
time to be with
beautiful.
somebody. And then they, you may think that you're ready, you're all right. But I think that I really believe, because I looked up the official meaning of a broken heart syndrome, and it means that it's a heart condition, it's a temporary heart condition, and it can happen when someone passes because that feeling is stress. That's what it is. That's why when someone passes that I know someone's loved one, I always go over to their house and I always just sit with them. Sometimes you just sit with them and check on them and talk to them and make them remember the good times and the memories, and you try to help them get through it. And it's a grieving process, so it's very important to have that.
I think for someone of his age, and obviously they were married for 73 years, I think sometimes in this situation, sometimes they can feel like, what is there to live for now?
Yeah,
right.
He's lost his best friend, somebody he was with 73. Guys, that's a long time to have a companion in your life and then wake up and they're not there anymore. So I think that can happen. And guys, that is real. What you're saying, Jeannie, is so true. Your mind has so much more control than we recognize. Guys, there are people that actually can put themselves into self-induced heart attacks. Like you actually can, your mind has so much power.
Put it into power.
You can actually convince yourself that you have an ailment and actually bring it on.
Yeah.
The panic attacks actually can really turn into heart attacks. You can shut your own body down with the power of your mind. So we don't recognize how powerful our minds are, our thoughts are. So sometimes when people are that unhappy, it can absolutely affect their well-being,
and
their health.
sometimes at that age, you think, well, maybe I need to hang on for my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all kind of thoughts when you're dealing with, so maybe he wants to hang on for the kids and be there for them and everything. But, we just wish him well.
Yeah.
And we know everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
So we just want to send our well wishes.
They have a
Great
very
lives.
long life.
A long
Great
life.
lives.
90 is a long time.
That is a long time, and they've lived fulfilled lives.
Yeah.
They've done it all.
It makes me also think, though, one thing that I do get a lot, tell me if you get this, Lonnie, but choosing to not have children and then now being divorced, the question I get a lot from my friends are you afraid of being lonely later on? Because a lot of people marry, not just have children, but they want to just have somebody by their side, which I also don't think is a fair, good reason, because you can't depend on all of those things. But I get that question a lot, and I think that that's why, for me, it is so important to spend quality time with quality people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter if it's your kid, it doesn't matter if it's my cousin, but family is family. Your friends and your family are people in your life, so that you feel that love and light, the two ingredients that keep you living a long and healthy life, you know? Is that why you're always visiting people?
Exactly. Well, you know what? I'm actually planning. There's a couple of plans I have in place.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
You know, I have friends that if we said that if we don't have partners, that we'll all live together. So it's kind of like a Golden Girls type of situation.
Yes! Oh, my gosh!
That
I love that
idea.
Love that.
I get to, you know, I date every now and then. It may be a possibility that I might end up being with someone.
Yeah.
But
Living
I
with
think
somebody,
it's
you're just not
important.
gonna get married.
If you're not married right now and you know you're getting older, especially in your 40s, your 50s, I think you should try to plan for your later life.
Yes.
And so those are like avenues. So you don't necessarily.
You got room in your house for me?
Why y'all two can't get together?
No.
No, seriously.
Wait, you imagine Jeannie and I together?
That would be a
You guys,
sitcom
we
in
would be the
itself.
first Blasian couple.
I'm here for it.
Together like
Golden
this,
Girls.
come on.
I have to say, though, you know, it can sometimes be morbid, you know, talking about dying and you know, who you want around.
Yeah.
I didn't have children for the reason of, for the sake of just having people around.
Right.
But once I did have my children, you know, there is this sense of, they're just such a blessing. And I pray, this is a mother's prayer, that I go before my children do. But there is a sense of, I don't know, I have a sense of peace that when I go, I would love to be surrounded by my children.
Yeah.
I know that if I'm just holding Aiden and Araya's hand, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. It'll be very, very sweet. It's interesting that the dynamic you have. Like, I look at my kids and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're young now, but eventually, you know, they won't have me. They're you know, they're gonna be adults one day, and I'm gonna be older, but I know, I have this weird feeling like I'm gonna be okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna be okay if I'm
You're-
holding my children's hands when I go.
And
but I would love to go at 90. I'm putting that out there. 95, 100.
All right, a long way to go.
And healthy.
Yes. Long way to go now.
Oh.
Speaking of loving your family, author and feminist Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
You better say that name.
Come on, I know I got that at breakfast.
Say that
Say it
name
one more
again.
time. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Got the chance to interview Hillary Clinton this past Sunday at the Penn World Voices Festival in New York City and decided to keep it real about the former presidential candidate's social media. Adichie said, in your Twitter account, the first word that describes you is wife. And then I think it's mom. And then it's grandmother. And when I saw that, I have to confess that I just felt a little bit upset. I looked at your husband's Twitter account, and the first word was not husband. Hillary responded by saying, quote, when you put it like that, I'm going to change it. However, added a quote from the late Barbara Bush that said, at the end of the day, it won't matter if you got a raise, it won't matter if you wrote a great book, if you are not someone else who values relationships. Ladies, do you think that there's anything wrong with a woman seeing herself as a wife or a mother first? Like putting that title first?
Well, you know what? I know we're short on time. So what I asked the producers to do is to look up you guys' Twitter.
Oh, Lord.
Description. So can we start with Tamara's?
Yes?
Oh,
What did
no.
I say?
Hers says, wife, mommy, actress, producer, author, and talk show host of The Real, love of my life, and the Lord XOXO.
That's on point.
So sweet.
That's on point.
Jeannie,
What did I put? I don't
yours
even know.
says, co-host of The Real, style activist, and Lady Luck for Joker's Wild.
Right.
Okay. You know,
I
that's
have to update, but yes, okay.
Okay. Adrian,
I don't think mine says anything.
yours says Lower East Side to Bel Air. February 9th, born on October 10th.
Came on
What
up.
does yours say?
Mine says 3-time Emmy-nominated part-time pimp.
But hold on. I'm gonna need you to update that.
Okay.
Because you're actually 5-time Emmy nominated. Get that right?
That's true.
5-time Emmy. And the rest of it is accurate. You are absolutely a PIF.
Good.
Yeah, so I mean, we didn't get to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I think whatever you want to post,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what you want to post. Be proud
Yeah.
of whatever you want to
Yes.
post. It doesn't
Yes.
matter.